Hey guys, Improvement Pill here, and this week has been an extremely exciting week for me. And the main reason being the new release of this book, boom, Tools of Titans, by my boy, Tim Ferris. He's actually the guy who wrote the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Now, this is a fat book. This book has like 700 pages. So it definitely took him more than 4 hours a week to complete. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Improvement Pill, why in the world would I ever buy a 700-page book? I don't have the time to read 700 pages. Well, this book is not your normal book. You're not supposed to read this book from front to back. Think of it as a sort of Swiss Army knife. For those of you guys who've been watching my videos since the very beginning, you know that I love to talk about the concept of you are who you surround yourself with. You are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And after creating that video, I actually got a ton of messages from people who live in little towns in the middle of Ohio asking me how could they add successful people into their inner circle. They simply could not find those people. If you are one of those people that have issues with adding successful people into your circle, this is the book for you. Because what Tim Ferris has done, Tim Ferris actually had a podcast going on for the past couple of years where he invited some of the most successful people from all sorts of different fields onto his podcast. And he would talk about what they did to bring themselves to the level of success that they are at right now. What steps that they took, what were some of the habits that they developed, what were some of the books that they read, what were some sorts of insights, pieces of wisdom that they would leave to themselves, and a whole bunch of high value information. The only problem with this podcast was that each podcast was about like 30 minutes or an hour long. So if you wanted to gain value, you would have to sit down and listen to an hour podcast. And some of us simply don't have that time. So what Tim Ferris decided to do was he actually decided to compile all of the most important pieces of information that he learned throughout his hundreds and hundreds of hours of conducting podcasts, and he compiled it into this book. So we have people like Shay Carl, who's a famous YouTuber. He actually made a company called Maker Studios, and he sold it to Disney for $1 billion. There's Margaret Cho, famous Asian American comedian. There's people like Malcolm Gladwell, one of my all-time favorite authors. He wrote the book Outliers. There's people like Wim Hof. Oh, Wim Hof is crazy. He climbed Mount Everest in his shorts. There's people like Cascade, an EDM artist. There's people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen. Tony Robbins, famous motivational speaker. There's even Neil Strauss. They're actually making a movie about Neil for his book, The Game. I believe they're having James Franco play him. He's actually considered the quote-unquote one of the founding fathers of pickup. And the list goes on and on. There's literally over 100 different experts in this book. And the great thing about this book is that most books out there, most of these self-help books out there usually cover, one topic, covers one topic. This book literally covers everything that you need to know, any question that you possibly could have in terms of self-development. Let's say, for example, you're having issues with your health. Okay, all you gotta do is go to the health section, and suddenly you have access to dozens of experts in their fields, dozens of PhDs, there's doctors here, there's people who really know a thing or two about health. Let's say you're having problems with your business. Okay, all you gotta do is skip to the wealth section, and suddenly you have free consultation from millionaires, a couple of billionaires on exactly how they got to the place that they are at right now. Let's say you're having problems with motivation. You don't really know what you want to do in life. Okay, no problem. Go to the why section, and you have access to some of the most intellectual minds of our century. And this book is simply, in my opinion, the best investment you can make this year, because it's the only book out there that is like a sort of Swiss Army knife for all possible problems that you could have. And the great thing about what Tim Ferris does is that he doesn't just, copy and paste facts like a Wikipedia page. He actually includes the exact words that some of these people use during their interviews. So it feels like you're actually talking to them in real life. It feels like you're actually adding them to the 5 people in your circle. It feels like you're actually connecting with them. Honestly, this book is without a doubt one of the one of the greatest things that I've come across this year. It's only been 2 days, and I've already read, what is that, like a third, more than a third of the book through. And for some of you guys, you're probably thinking, well, Improvement Pill, this is a fat book. This is a 700-page book. It's hardcover on top of that. It must be pretty expensive. No, it actually cost me $15. There's actually a link below in the description. Check it out. It's going to bring you to the Amazon page. And for those of you guys who do decide to buy this book, please come back to this video and comment. I want to know which of these experts inspired you, moved you the most. Okay, guys? Besides that, guys, stay tuned. I definitely have some really great videos coming out. Peace.